Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
You're welcome. So today we're going to be talking about communication in relationship, okay? And I think that this topic is very important for those who are in relationship, whether business relationship, whether marital relationship or dating, okay? So and I believe that most of us deserve to be loved, and most of us are seeking to be loved, right? But when we now engage in that relationship, we now found out that most time we see disagreements come up. And when you look deep into that disagreement, you find that most time it's just trivial and simple issues that bring them out, right? So that's why I want to really talk on this topic, okay? And today I have my wonderful guest with me today, Mary. So Mary is a close friend to me. I brought her here to get her opinion and advice for those who are in relationship. Okay?
Yes.
So Mary, you're welcome to the show.
Thank you so much.
Welcome. How was your day?
Fine, fantastic.
You're welcome.
I know, as they say now, it's always with the single people who knows more when it
Okay.
comes to relationship, because from outside you can see everything.
And definitely it's very good to get a female perspective on that, because I believe that they say that most time men, we don't have that insight. Yeah, like, men they don't know how to communicate, so it is wonderful to get a female perspective on this.
You're welcome. Yeah.
Okay, so are you ready for my questions?
Yes, more than ready.
Okay.
Start.
Okay, so my first question is this: how important is communication in relationship? How important is it?
Yes, that's a very, very good question. And it's very, very important. There's no denying the fact that communication is very important.
Okay.
Like they say, communication is the key.
Okay.
So in any form of relationship, be down to the relationship, down to family, any form of relation, communication is very important, because it's very important for somebody to speak, somebody to listen, and for somebody to be understood.
Okay.
So,
So it involves both speaking and the other party also understanding.
Yes.
Because I feel like most time people just speak, they don't really care if the other party is assimilating what they're saying.
And I feel like that then the communication is not communicating. That means you're not communicating properly. Because as much as we communication is not just verbal, or rather, there are different forms of communication.
Okay.
You don't have to speak to a deaf person for them to understand.
Yes.
But then you have to find a way
Body
to
language and
communicate
other things.
exactly
Okay.
to them. So it's really important for you to know how the person you're talking to understands
Okay.
things, so try to explain.
Okay.
I don't want to go into it.
No.
I'm second an example.
Be
from
very
my
please
workplace.
do cite.
Okay, so
You need the gist.
exactly. So there's the admin where I work now.
Okay.
There's one thing I realized is that she talks. I won't say too much, but she's the kind of person who, whenever she wants to talk to you, she keeps explaining and expatiating.
Okay.
Initially, I find it very suspicious. I was like, why does this lady just talk? Like, she could just make a simple sentence. But I understood that it's because of the staff she has. You
Okay.
understand? And because of the distance in their level of education. So
Okay.
the way she would talk to me that I understand, for me, I feel like she's talking too much, because I feel like just the line understand
You have got to the point.
But to them, which it is really needed. So
Yes.
this time I understood why she
To
became
break it down.
addicted to break it down
Wow.
and things like that. So it's very important for you to know who you're talking to.
Wow, that's nice. Because I feel like if most time in those kind of job environment, communication is usually the problem. Because you say something, the other person hear on that different thing and do something
and
different.
I think you're being prideful if you do not break it down. You understand? And that's why she keeps emphasizing and having to explain and stuff like that. So
Wow. I never thought
initially,
about-
I was icked by it. I was like, really, like, yes,
talk too
I'm
much.
very it talks too much. But then when I understood that, then it made more sense why she was the admin, because she could actually communicate very well with these people.
And I think that's so important, especially when it comes to work. Really,
I think in any form
Really?
of relationship, that's also a form of relationship.
Yeah.
Your workers
Sure,
and you, the employer. So that is very, very valid. So in every form of life, not to talk of a partner and something more intimate.
You're building a
it
life
has to
with.
be like double.
Okay. So in communicating with our relationship, what do you think is the first thing we need to know when speaking our mind? What's the first thing we need to know? Like, okay, because when we talk about just communicating, we've talked about how important is it.
Yes.
You understand? But how do you engage that? How do you start that?
Like what you're in communication.
Yes.
So starting, I feel like the first thing is honesty and being true to yourself,
Okay.
because you know what you want to pass,
Okay.
and try not to pass a false narrative, because
Okay.
it's very easy to communicate to somebody when you actually know what you want to say,
Okay.
and what you pinpoint when you what you want to talk about. So it has to start with honesty, because when you lie, you just realize you keep beating around the bush. So I feel like it starts with honesty
Okay.
and knowing what you actually want to say.
Okay.
Does
So,
that answer your question?
are you saying honesty like being honest with yourself or be honest with the other person?
To be honest, I feel like being honest to the person you're being honest
It's more
to
important.
yourself. Yes, it's very
Okay,
important,
okay.
because if you're lying, you just start beating about the bush. That's
Okay.
why that's why you see that liars. You just don't want to talk to them anymore, because they are just so boring, and it's like they sound dumb at the end of the day.
Yeah.
You just start being unnecessary.
Because they're just playing themselves.
Exactly. So, and I think it's just so necessary. Why do you want to communicate when all you want to say is lie? You can as well just keep quiet.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay. So the first thing comes that we need is honesty.
yes.
For me, I feel like you should need to be honest with yourself and also honest with the other person.
Yes,
Yeah, so
definitely.
that honesty, you have to now begin to do some literally soul searching. Okay, this I'm not saying from a prideful angle. I'm not saying it
Exactly.
in such a way that it's going to be
That is
hurtful.
very, very
So
valid.
okay. So the first thing that any individual need to know is that they need to be honest when communicating with their partner.
Partner,
Honest
yes.
is the first thing that comes to mind.
So, when you said the first thing, right? Repeat the question.
He said, what's the first thing we need to know when we engage in communication? What's the first thing we need to have in heart
Yeah.
when we engage in communication?
Aside of being honest, making
Okay.
sure what you're saying is accurate, you also have to make sure that the way you're going to like pass that message is the way the person you're communicating to understand.
Okay,
The listener
okay.
has to understand it,
Okay.
because it makes no sense if you're communicating and this person, that's not the form of communication they understand.
Okay.
So that also.
Okay. I think we will dive into that in another different topic. Okay. Most time, as you said, that communication is also about like your behavior, your tone. Like you see some people, they are communicating the right thing,
Yeah.
but they're just giving a different kind of vibe.
Yeah.
That it just gives a different.
Okay, that
Yeah,
makes
allow people to give them a different answer.
Okay.
Or-
So because I studied English in school, when it comes to when your communication should be clarity. As much as you want to position yourself, because there's it depends on the position where you have with this person. If I'm your boss, you expect me to come to you and position myself as your staff, or come to you below, because that hierarchy was
Okay.
for a reason. So you need to like position yourself depending on who you're talking to.
Okay.
So I feel like as much as clarity, you should make yourself very, very clear that no matter what you're saying, position yourself in the place of clarity, by whatever you're saying is well understood. And make sure there's always respect when you're talking to people,
Okay,
no matter what you're. So
okay.
always earn that respect. When I say earn, so make sure the way you are positioned is not a way that rob you of your status or whatever.
Okay.
So I feel that is also vital. And I was going to say something, but I don't know why it's just going on off my head.
Oh, it will come back. That's how it does. So you're talking about number one is that the number one post you need to have is clarity.
Yes.
Clarity. Okay. And you said that also that respect. I think that's also very very vital. Because if let's use a scenario of in a relationship, right?
Yeah.
You definitely know it has a form of role. You understand?
Yeah.
You have the feminine role.
Okay,
You have the
I
masculine.
like the fact that you said
Role.
relationship. So when it comes to relationship, when you position yourself when you message, so there's so like now, okay, I don't know. I just keep saying
Go ahead.
So the thing is that, for example, maybe I want to complain about the way you behave towards me. I should not assume. I feel that's one important thing in a relationship. Assumptions kills relationship a lot, as much as people might think it's funny at times, it's really a toxic and bad attitude that can visit. At the end of the day, it sounds to me like you're gaslighting these people. Because at times some things are always in our head and some people tend to overreact. I'm not saying that when you see some signs they are not valid, but there are times you should not make assumptions. You can just tell somebody like, oh, I think anytime this is how I say it, instead of you did this, you understand, make it seem like you should explain it when it's not as if you're accusing them. It's more like,
so let's take
I
a bit
think
from
every
your position.
time,
Okay.
I think every time you come back without putting your shoes out, you leave the room dirty, the room gets dirty, you understand, that kind of thing. It makes person feel like, oh, I should stop removing my shoes, rather than you always put your shoes inside the house.
Okay.
You just dirty the house every time you come back from work. You understand that kind of? You just I think whenever you come back from work, you should put your shoes outside, because whenever you walk in, the floor gets dirty, and it's just makes maybe cleaning more expensive and things like that.
Okay.
So there are ways you communicate to your partner that doesn't sound like accusation.
Okay.
It doesn't sound like you're gaslighting them, because we really need to understand that times people don't know what they are doing wrong, so you need to explain to them.
Okay.
That's why communication is important. So the way you also find some, the way you actually you also break it down to people matters.
Okay. So let me say in a nutshell, you're saying that when you assume.
Yeah.
When you assume something, it actually affects the way you behave or the way you attack that communication.
Exactly.
The way you go.
And it really matters. The way the person takes it, it's really changes their reaction.
Okay.
Because if you come to me, I'm coming from work every day, I'm tired, and you're telling me I'm coming back and I'm staining the floor, does not make any sense, because you know I'm tired, I'm exhausted.
Okay.
But when you tell me that, maybe I should, the way you say it is making it seem like I'm not at fault, but I should just try putting my shoes outside, so that cleaning doesn't get more expensive. I know we're all working for money. It makes more sense. I can even say I'm sorry, I think I'll start doing that.
Okay.
So the way you do it, don't always accuse people and making assumptions, because at times you always feel like, oh, you're doing this intentional, but these people are not doing it intentional.
Yeah.
So
that's a very big issue. Like you're like, this you're doing this intentionally.
Exactly.
You are doing it to hurt me. But maybe the person just ignorant.
Exactly, they don't know. Exactly, they're just ignorant about it. But you think they're nonchalant. It's just because they don't understand it. So we should stop accusing.
I've actually had a lot of issue with that. Like I deal with assumption. Like I can I could formulate thousands of stories about an action. So it usually affects most of my relationships.
Because we are also humans. My God, this egg.
Sorry.
Thank you. And I feel like it's because we're also human. It's very okay for us to read meaning into things. That's why communication is very important.
And some do more than some.
Yeah, that's it. And you just like did you see this Timmy, $10 and Easy?
Yeah.
The podcast where she was saying the guy would rather write. That is this form of communication, which I think is also very good.
I've not really listened it.
So it's what I
love the relationship.
Watch the podcast. But she was saying that instead of him fuming about something, he would rather just write an essay. Like if we are him,
are you serious?
And send it to her.
Bro, that's nice. At least you can articulate both of his emotions.
Exactly, you can pass your information. Maybe she's this kind of person that whenever he is talking now,
she might not be
she's very defensive. Instead of him able to get everything out, he's unable to do it successfully because she just comes in the way. So the best thing for him is actually to just
submit your file. I think it will allow him to also organize his thoughts.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
Put it in a way that he knows that he's not fighting back. Yeah,
exactly. So that is a very, very thoughtful thing. So I think it's very, very important that you know how your partner also receives things. You need to understand them to know this out. That's why misunderstanding is not a bad thing if you ask me, because it brings about understanding.
Yeah, it brings clarity.
It brings about understanding because you get to know the issue, you get to understand these people more.
Yeah.
So if there's no misunderstanding, you don't get to communicate and know, okay, what went wrong, what did he do?
So when we talk about that, I also want to ask, what do you think about timing?
Timing?
Yeah, like when is the right time to say something in a relationship, and when is not the right time for you to just keep short and just let that and just pass, or find a more better time in which you can chip it in that it will be more acceptable? What do you think about that?
That's a very good question, because timing matters a lot, like a whole lot. There's time for everything, and that's why time in general is a very, very good thing in life. That's why God is most supreme, because He's the one in charge of time.
Yeah.
So for relationship, I feel like you need to understand and be able to read the room in every aspect, even when it comes to your friends. They live like, you know, sometimes you can't even tell them some things because that moment is like probably they are not ready for this kind of conversation.
Yeah.
At times maybe you have a good news, but maybe your friend just had one bad news. You take your time before you like tell them. So it's not like, oh, you listen to people. So in every aspect is needed. Maybe you want to ask a girl out now, and right now she's going through one shit. And you're asking, you're saying that kind of thing.
You're going to get it to that different response.
Exactly, a negative response, because like It's like you're not really, you don't care about what's going on with me. You understand that kind of thing. Some people might take it. That's why you need to know your partner too.
Okay.
Some people really do not mind.
Okay.
Some people know how to master their like they know how to control their emotions to the extent that they are so how do I put it? They really they like,
become skilled.
They're so
accept
skilled.
anything, yeah.
Exactly. They can accept anything to the extent that they are so
You can place them at any
selfless.
time.
They're so selfless to the extent that when you say things, they think more of you than themselves that time. Which I think is really, it can be bad, but some people are just so good at so bad they can just understand people's emotion as well.
Okay.
But if you maybe, well, not everybody's like that, so you really need to know when to communicate with people, because people like me, I'm not the best when it comes to I'm not even the best when it comes to emotions, to be honest. I can understand some things, but I might really smile and react like nothing, but deep down just be like, minus for this one, because it's like you can't read the room.
Definitely.
You know, I'll just put them on. You go back to the queue, go and join the queue.
I think I've seen you perform that kind of trait. I've seen you like you'll be engaged, then you just read certain things, then you just suddenly you don't withdraw. I'm like, okay, something is not going, it's not around here. And the funny part is that you also try to not make them know.
No, yeah, I try not to make them
like when I noticed, I was like, this is a unique type of skill. I was like, okay, I'm watching somebody like she's not. Her heart's no longer in this thing, or okay, but she's like, okay,
trying not to offend you.
Like,
so it's like, okay. Instead, when you understand that these people are just in different kind of, different
kind of space,
opinions, different kind of space, you kind of up there, so it's just like, okay.
But I feel like people will say maybe you are dishonest or you're acting diplomatic.
Oh,
most people want to be engaged.
It's honest. That's what I'm saying. As much as I do not like white, I permit white lies, because in that kind of setting, you're trying not to cause chaos.
White lies.
Because white lies is when you're trying not to offend people. So it's not like a bad thing, like, it's not a bad thing if you tell your grandma that she looks great.
Definitely.
But then mama has wrinkles all over her face.
But do you think that by doing that you're actually enforcing
what do you want mama to do to her face? Grandma
No, this is not grandma. I'm talking about like with the other person that has maybe a wrong ideology, a wrong belief, and you have noticed and okay, this may not be the best timing to say this to this person.
Exactly.
Do you think that by you not doing that or finding a way to gracefully tell them or find the right time, do you think that you're like kind of encouraging them to go in that path?
But you can't, especially people that are defensive who are not ready to learn. I think it's pointless sitting there arguing with them.
Because what I'm saying is like, okay, let's say I know some people in some relation, they were like, okay, I tried to tell him, but that was not the right time. I tried to tell him, and they're like kicking the count down the road, and you're seeing that thing is actually getting worse.
Yes, that's why. See, I don't blame people.
Because this relationship now, you're already involved in this.
Exactly, you're involved in this.
So
it's different when the thing is that you try, but when you see that this person is not changing, it's better for you to back out. Because when you try doing more than what you can do, you start becoming the person. You understand? You start becoming toxic, but now you're trying to unlearn what you know. And I'm serious, that's how I guess it's not like you're trying to unlearn what you know, trying to fit and compromise with that person when you know that is clearly wrong. Sometimes it's really okay to set boundaries.
Okay.
You're going beyond what I understand, you're going beyond what is normal. It's okay to drift. It's okay.
So you're saying that if an individual, let's say you find the best timing to tell him, okay, this idea, this
okay, in terms of relationship.
Yes, in terms of relationship, and you think, okay, this idea, it's wrong.
Yeah.
You find the best time to communicate, and this person is like, okay, I'm still going to be planted on this my wrong idea.
Yeah.
So you're saying that it's okay to step out the relationship.
The truth is okay, because don't forget that this kind of when I'm dating somebody, it's because I'm looking towards marriage. I can't date somebody I cannot marry. So it's like, so you want my own husband to have this kind of weird ideology that will pass to my children. Just imagine if this said man has this really weird opinion that is really harmful to society that your children should not know. Okay, just imagine if he's a man that believes that two wrongs, it's okay to two wrongs make it right. Again, like that people who actually take that. So just imagine your man is that kind of thing. Has that kind of mentality. So now my own kids do not feel like, it's okay to be an agbero. It's okay to be. You understand that it's okay to do tits for tat, which makes no sense. You understand? So it's okay for me to step up because I don't see my future in this kind of thing. So why do you want me to go there?
Don't you think that you can use your communicating skill
How?
Don't you think
you already said I already
you can
communicated
preach?
and it's
Don't
obvious.
you think you can still wait?
No.
That's one. Or let me go to the second one.
Maybe the other option might
Or
be needed.
don't you think that you also need to check your own ideas?
Oh yeah, like I said, it doesn't.
Because everybody goes. It's identity also.
Yes,
Don't you? I don't have to like. Okay, let me check my own.
You have to compromise. So I'm saying that when you are sure you're wrong, you understand, and that's why at times it's good to have friends whom you talk to. When relationship aspects, I don't even think it's the best thing to always tell your friends because they are not in that relationship.
Yes, they don't know what's happening.
They will never understand the full story.
Yeah.
So, and most of them did because they know you. They really might want to take your side
Definitely.
or the other person's side.
Okay.
Depends on the kind of friend you have.
Okay.
So for me, I would try to talk to the person if it's something that I know maybe he is right. Maybe there's a point. Maybe there's maybe it's not
middle
something
ground.
serious.
Okay.
Yeah. So I might like compromise, because
Okay.
at times we learn. But when I see, like maybe for example now, I'm a Christian and maybe he's a Christian but he's just a church goer and he's not really like deep into Christ.
Okay.
And it just feels like maybe for example just feel like some things should not be that some things are not necessary, you understand?
Something that go against your theology.
Yeah, some things so in me and I don't really like believe that kind of thing because of the way I was brought up. So for me, instead of me to start or learning in the aspect that I'm losing what I know is right, I would rather like back out.
Step up, okay.
You
So
understand?
I've gotten your clear. Like timing is very, very important. When you say something, how you say it. These are some of the major points. But the final conclusion is that if you have done all this and it is not working, get out. Move out. Okay. So let's take one more question. How important is how important is it to go straight to your point when communicating? Because I found that most people can actually dance around the bush. You'll be like, okay, I don't know what you're saying. Okay, you're going round. Okay. Or some of them have like 30, 40 points packed into one. Like, okay, wait, let's deal with one first.
You're making it sound like that might admin. You know what? I feel like I do not blame them because of just my recent experience with this admin I'm telling you about. I do not blame her because she's doing it to explain further. It depends on who you're talking to, and at times they do this kind of thing to try to like pacify you before they actually come and give you that dagger on your chest. You understand? They just make the place smooth. Maybe the person wants to stay. Can you just imagine somebody has halitosis now? You can't just come out and be like, oh, your mouth smells. It doesn't make any sense. Man, just start with. Do you know there stress causes halitosis? When somebody fasts and their mouth smells.
If it's me, I go straight to the point.
You're being blunt and it's unfair.
Yeah, very unfair.
So
very.
Just come straight and eat in your own.
Bro, I'm that wicked. I've said in the past, like, bro.
I'm still blunt.
It is not.
I am blunt, especially in it. The only time you find me blunt is when people have said this to me as a norm.
Okay.
Like now. My workers just tell me they complain about something. I'm like, then go for option B.
Okay.
You understand? So then it's like, where the bell? So go for option B because people are so used to it complaining and nagging.
Yeah.
Instead of them to go to the other way, they're always like, you're all
that's
following
the same thing. Go straight to the point. Yeah.
Just go option. It's that easy, It's like that. Explaining that this hospital does not work. Go. There are other hospitals in your HMO list. Go look for that one and go. It's not if it's closed. Those ones are also closed.
Okay.
To your health. So this is how I feel like it also works too.
Okay.
Sorry.
No problem. Cut it out. Do you want to pick it or should we stop?
No, that's nice.
Okay. That is so important. Like going straight to the point.
Yeah.
It's very important.
So it depends.
So you're saying that it depends.
Yes.
So you should
You should be able to understand what you're going to say. You'll say something useful to people. You just find a way to twist it before you actually hit the nail on the hammer. So that way when they are receiving it is less painful.
Okay, so I'll ask now directly to you.
Yeah.
How do you want it for you? Let's say I have some time to communicate with you.
Yeah.
Do I want you to do you want me to just go straight?
You have a very bad attitude to start this now. I'm not really a bad person, but I would say I have a bad attitude because I'm this kind of person who before you even come to me, I can easily like even if you start the conversation, I'm this kind of person that I think faster.
Okay.
Yes, and that's why I try to be slow with my words, but it just happens that my mouth just works faster. You get that kind of thing. So if you're coming to people like me, it's always better for you to beat around the bush because it's somebody like me, I would talk back.
Okay.
I would talk back, which is as much as I try to portray it, it's just part of who I am.
Okay.
So I just feel like you need to know the person you're telling this.
Yes, I think it's like also have to do like the person own traits. Understand? So if someone that
and some messages too, you can't just tell somebody the amount is smelling.
Yeah, definitely. So depend on type of message. Just like it seems like maybe somebody loved one dies, and you need to understand. Okay. Instead of this person, how do I beat around the bush? Because you cannot break it and the other person to pass away.
Just imagine, somebody's father has just died and the person starts looking all kept. Is that the best time to tell the person's mouth is smelling? No, you could just go say, I'm sorry about your dad. Hope everything's alright. Start being nice. Try to find out why the person is like this. You understand? Kind of
because why I'm asking this question is also this. Most guys, we are blunt. I think that's one of the traits of guys.
Not all guys.
I think
I even appreciate when guys are blunt.
Are you serious?
At times I do. I'm talking about the people who actually have something upstairs, not the ones that will just say what they saw online. So people think for themselves. It's really sweet. I like that kind of courage in general, guys. Because I just think it's something nice, for somebody to be able to be honest and tell you, kiddies, some girls just say it's being a man. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, it's nice. But one thing I cannot say is.
But it's not for them to be rude, though.
Okay. Maybe I'm saying for my own sake.
Hey.
I'm trying to get better. And the funny part is that when you do that kind of the action, you don't know. You think you're just doing the like. What is that rude?
I didn't know I was blunt until I started being told.
Okay.
But I just realized. What makes me even worse is when I speak English. If I speak, when I go to the market now, or even with my workers, if they happen to be Yorubas now, Yorubas like respect.
Definitely.
And I see this man is really old. I just switched to Yoruba because I know it's better to communicate to him that way. And because of the language, just makes them feel
comfortable.
Close down. But because I'm using English and the way I'm always sounding like when I first came, which I'm Nigerian.
No. Like when you speak English, you sound a little.
I think it's rude.
No. I will not say rude. I will say intimidating.
Yes, intimidating.
Yeah, that's what I would say. Like
I feel like there's one thing about me that I've said. My friend, people are calling me out on is that when I talk, I say like I don't give this facial expression of outside. I could be telling you that you look nice, but I'm just saying like you look nice. But then the way my demeanor is.
Are you serious?
Are you serious? Are you telling me the truth? Because your face does not say it.
Wow.
You get that kind of.
I've never seen you do that.
You need.
I need to. Yeah.
And the thing is that if you don't know me, you don't get to see my soft spots, so you don't get to know me. That's why in communication you need to know the person.
Yeah, definitely.
Going into any place, make sure you know what's like read the room.
Okay. So?
I'm a sweet human being.
I know.
Better than Joshua is blessed.
No. My own, if you call letters, you receive. So, another question I want to ask.
I guess it's time to drink more.
Is listening also a skill that needs to be honed in a relationship?
100%. So for the men especially, because in most relationships happens that my gender was graced with the talent to talk.
Okay.
And because men are the messy ones.
Okay.
I cannot men, but it just happens that they just give us more reasons to talk on this days. Because like men, the society has trained you guys not to talk less.
Bro, keep everything in.
The only men you see talking are the agbearers.
Okay.
Because their job requires.
Yeah, definitely. You don't have to speak. You have a big problem here.
Exactly, because women will come
different.
Yes, you want to start beating a woman, so you have to learn how to talk back as an agbearer.
Yeah.
But so I feel like, what's the question?
Like it's listening. Like listen to your partner. How important is it in communication?
Very, very. It's very, very important because as much as somebody is being spoken to, you would like to be heard.
Okay.
So it's very important because it helps like warranty the solution. It helps bring about solutions. So it's very, very vital.
So I also say now, within the male and the female partner, who do more of the listening?
Who should learn to listen more is the men, because I just feel like we women were just hello.
Okay.
We talk.
If you say that the women talk a lot, do you think that the women also spend time listening? Because I feel like guys do listen a lot.
You people listen, you don't.
But don't hear.
Exactly. You don't listen to me practice.
It's true.
You don't.
It's like
you don't comprehend.
We
listen.
We'll just listen. We'll just tune you out like this.
Exactly.
Okay. They will not do the same thing
It's
again.
the
They'll be
game.
safe for. Yeah.
So, I
That's
feel
true. That's true.
Might go for a both.
Okay. So it's not just like okay, keeping quiet, just being there passive. It's also like be engaged.
Exactly.
Be engaged your mind. Let it be present. Let it be
And
awareness.
it's okay to also like once the person is finished, okay, tell them okay, I'll look for solutions
Okay.
together. So
Okay.
it's okay to oh, you said I come back and stain my I always bring out my shoes.
Yeah.
I put it because then you can just be like, oh, it's probably because anytime I put my shoes outside, like you forget to help me clean them,
Okay.
or take it in. You understand? So communication matters. That's why it's
Okay.
very vital
Okay.
too.
Okay.
So also speak up. You
Yeah.
understand? Don't let somebody just be blaming you because there are some people, some friends say have that bad attitude of always coming, having something bad to say about you, having negative things to say, always complaining about you.
Do you think
Which
that
can be bad.
somebody complain about it? I think that
This is too much. It might not be your fault. So people are just, they can't tolerate. You can't be a nitpicker. Being a nitpicker is a very, very bad thing. But you just, every little thing, you start complaining. Something is really wrong
Okay.
with you.
Good.
You understand?
But let me now contradict that, or let me shock you.
Bad thing.
Wait. I think that you are that kind of person.
Serious.
That's what I want to shock you. I think that because for the level of your awareness of things around you,
Yeah.
I think that you have that kind of trait.
Yeah.
But I think that you will not just say anything.
Exactly now. So I'm not saying nitpicker.
No.
Nitpickers complain about everything.
No, I think that's worse
Every little
because
thing.
like like if somebody's saying it out, some people
Yeah.
just say it out and it's out of
So
the heart.
I don't
Some people don't say it out and they keep it in,
which is actually an issue.
and
Because
it's like later everything is out.
That's how nitpickers are bad because they just say, sorry, I didn't watch this movie by Lassie Selenu. It has long. I think I don't know maybe it's Raz guy or something like that.
Okay.
In that English, he speaks English very fluent. So
Okay.
if anybody should just any form of blunder like this, calling them out, he gets irritated.
Okay.
So something happened and his destiny just got swapped. He's talking like the way he talks.
Wow.
He just got swapped to that of an Agbero. Agbero started speaking English.
Are you
so
serious?
yeah, and then he was speaking
I need to watch
English.
that movie. Wow.
It's belong. I think
Okay.
it's maybe 2022.
Wow.
or
Not that long.
something like that.
That's a 4 years or 5 year gap.
Or even 7.
Wow.
So that movie is just to tell you that you should understand people too. So
Okay.
it's like try not to bring pride into it. You need to understand that not everybody is privileged as you are, and because you are gifted with the way you talk doesn't mean somebody else is like that,
Okay.
So
So
people
if-
might not be able to speak, but they write so well.
Okay.
So
So if let's say you are somebody
I'm a
that's
nitpicker.
okay, let's
You said I'm a nitpicker, George.
okay, let's say how do you now let's say that's your nature, right?
Yeah.
You like everything ordered, you like everything
Yeah.
clean, you like everything placed in its rightful order.
Yeah.
That's your personality. Then now there's somebody else also. Me, I love that kind of people.
Better set your boundaries.
I
was telling them at some
because
yesterday. It's very important.
you need to also know that like there are people who there's some people who are just off key.
Yeah.
Once they come to your place, they want to
just-
mess up, they won't do this, they won't do this. It's just their nature.
Yeah.
And if you allow that, okay, it's okay, I don't want to be this. They will actually also
you ruin your
Bro.
face. That makes sense.
So how do you now communicate that your aggression, that feeling of okay, don't do this. Okay, don't do this.
Just the way you said, don't do this. That's how you're going to tell them, don't do this. See, you know one thing. I remember when I moved into one of my hostels in university,
Okay.
and first impression was like, this place looks so messy.
Okay.
When I got to my supposed bed space, I was like, oh no, somebody was staying on my bed already. I was like, get off my bed. I want to lay. So I'm serious.
Okay.
You know one thing is set boundaries. It's okay. They might hate you initially, but when they get to know you, they know that okay. This is just what she does. They don't like. She doesn't joke with her hygiene, but every other thing is fine.
Okay.
Like I'm this kind of person that when I don't like something, like now I don't like sharing my pillow.
Okay.
So I don't like sharing my pillow. So you can't just come to my bed and mess it up. You can't just come to my bed and sit. And the thing is that they see, okay, they start to say that okay, she's always giving her bedspread and pillowcase to any wash every 3 days or every
Okay.
week. This girl actually makes effort to keep clean, so they don't come and mess it up.
because they know the kind of person you are.
So it's okay to set boundaries, Just imagine somebody is not in, maybe a sickle cell patient does not have this 100% chance with health, and yet you're coming to fuck up their life because of your own bad habits or hygiene. Doesn't work that way. So
Okay. So
Speak up.
do you think that they should apply grace when speaking up?
uh-huh.
Because that's one thing.
It depends on who the person is to you. You understand? But see,
That's why
it's very easy to be hostile, to be blunt to strangers.
Okay.
Because it helps you, like, initially, like, you understand, like, I don't know you, I don't know you, and we're both staying in a place. None of us father owns this space.
Okay.
So it's very okay to say, no, don't use my stuff. It's very easy. It's not that I'm saying, you're stupid, don't use, no, it's just
Okay.
like, I don't want you to
Okay.
come here. Whenever you don't, you understand, whenever I come and I see my pillow on the floor, the first thing I do is pick it and I'm changing the pillowcase immediately. So it sets that, you understand that kind
Well,
of.
I understand. I really
understand?
get what you're
so
saying.
it's like
My question is like, if you act that way and the person now take it offensive.
something is wrong with the person. It's like you're unstable because this is somebody's hygiene here.
Okay.
It depends too, But I feel like when they get to know you, it's just, I've never had some friends whereby there's some things they don't just like. There's some friends that they would rather have like there's no pictures of them. They're never going to take any pictures without lip gloss. So if you mistakenly want to snap them and there's no lip gloss on their lips, they have issues with that.
Because like
Exactly. Initially, it's like I didn't know you were like I thought the picture was nice. That's why I posted it. And it's like, no, I have a brand and I'm always leaving my lip gloss.
Okay.
You understand? So with time when you understand a person, it's like, oh, that's just, and you know the reason beside it, you get to know them. So don't judge people if you don't know them. And always set your boundaries. They will get used to it.
Okay.
From an expert.
Okay. it's so nice hearing about setting boundaries and communicating that these your boundaries and how you say. The one thing I know about Nigerian
don't be
people.
harsh.
The one thing I know about Nigerian people is that
Violence.
they always misunderstand when you are being stem, when you're setting a boundary.
Yeah.
When you're being like, okay, this.
That's how life is.
Okay. So it is more important to go straight to the point, but also read the room, know who you are talking to. Also try to find a balance.
Yeah, you just told me I'm a neat speaker. I don't forget that.
No. The one thing about people who are aware, we also know. You understand? We can. That I just know, and I know this.
Because you have to set boundaries. You have to
definitely. This is my
because you see,
own.
when you start tolerating people, to me it's always like minus for me. Because that giving me headache at the end of the day. When initially I could just tell you that I know.
Yeah, so I have that same character with you. When I will share, maybe, but this one thing, this is a problem I now come across, or I kind of have, is that the way it now begins to allow people to move away from me. So I have to find a way.
So you need people.
No.
I feel like if you're trash.
No. It's not like me. Like there's a level of grace you have to give. You understand? Which is when you come around me for the first time, I have to give it because okay, you come from a different world, you come from a different place. There's not how you understand. So I don't have to just go in like then I will now have to like find a time that will come back to timing. Find a time which I can say, okay, this is just me. I need that, and I try to find humility myself. Even
I don't think there's anything wrong in setting boundaries.
No.
If somebody
I'm not saying there's nothing. There is nothing wrong with setting boundaries. I even think boundaries even very important.
It's very important.
So that you can understand. Okay, don't go there.
Why I even like staying at alone? Why am I staying alone? Because you have a mind of your own. You get to think. Nobody's influencing.
Definitely.
So why do you need crowd?
I don't need crowd, but I just love to. I love people. Yeah. I love to.
You're a nice person.
And I love to reach out to
people.
And also I love to like try to understand what makes somebody do what they do or live how they live. You understand? So that's just my own point. I just try. I go through the points. I set boundaries. I do things, but I also try to find in. Okay, I'll give you an example. This is my initial first nature before I come to this. Yeah. Like when I work for somebody, what's going to work for me?
Yeah.
I go straight to the point like, hey, this I don't do this. This I don't do my work. This I don't. You understand? Then, even the people that are supposed to that they have me at heart.
Yeah.
But the way I came across, it now makes like okay, this is a problem. No. I'm coming. But on a different note, when I now allow them to do what I do, the first initial stage, okay, fucked up, you're just coming, and I'll call like a different, personally, this is who I am. I'm not. But for this to work, for us to relate on this issue, this is how everything works. If this thing was not set, you will not come in. You understand? So I now find that is the way. Rather than me just go go crazy.
To be honest, they are both needed.
Yeah.
There are some people that if you don't stand on their strong feet, they don't understand
Yeah,
you. It's
yeah.
like it's just a joke.
Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
like
that's a bad word.
tomorrow.
Yeah.
So it's really needed. That strong stance
Yeah.
is always needed. For people like me, because to start to tell you, like a very nice person. I'm a nice person.
Yeah.
I don't feel to tell people that I can be so mean. I don't see if somebody said I'm very I heard that you're very proud. I say it's true. What they told you is true because because I know that if you still do something that will get on my nerves, I'm going to the sweet spirit is going to tell you that no.
Definitely.
Yeah,
No, and for someone like me,
Yeah.
my understanding, I love that.
Yes.
Because that's the best person you want to ever work with.
Exactly. And one thing I feel like
Person that don't hide
who is on your
themselves.
side is going to be on your side. Even the worst people, they are friends. So, and that's how God made it. Even devils, that as crazy as it is, that clicks. You see how it is.
So the question is this: even the half, but how like it also reduce your level of impact.
Which impact does it reduce?
Kind of.
How?
Okay. So
That's why communication.
okay, good.
is-
Let's even get it. Let's make it personal.
Okay.
Let's dive in. Let's say I'm not somebody that know that. Okay, Mary, as I saw you the first time. Okay, yeah, somebody that you are dedicated. You are somebody that you have
Okay.
other beautiful traits,
Yeah.
and I just allowed the first experience to
Oh,
judge.
the first
I will not
experience,
reach out.
yeah, the
Okay, no, we'll not say it online.
Great idea.
We'll not say it online. So that kind of mentality. Well, okay. I have to and come out. You understand?
Yeah.
So someone like me that I can understand. Okay, I can really understand, and I love that. I love that kind of people. There are those people they give you less stress. They give you less like, okay, this is my boundary. You even know what you are.
Exactly.
You understand? I love this people, but most people
don't talk.
they don't
That's
get
an
it.
issue,
Yeah, they don't get it. Like, okay, yeah.
That's why it's good. That's why they say alternative attracts.
Yeah.
Because extrovert and introvert, they are just the perfect match.
Yeah.
Two extroverts, they don't work.
You
You
understand?
see that nobody is talking.
Yeah.
Doesn't make any
Yeah,
sense.
yeah, yeah.
One is extrovert, one is talking, one is listening.
Yes.
That's how it is.
Yeah, sure. Okay. So there's a major part I want to ask in communication, which is I think this is a very big aspect of this. Is how do you work with your emotion when you communicate? Because I find that most people do not know how. Like, I want to say this thing, but I'm feeling this way, and if I put this energy into this way, I say it. So they're like, okay. So how do you control your emotion? How do you work with your emotion to allow you to communicate properly?
Yeah, so
In relationship,
yeah.
before we now step
So,
outside there.
For relationship, to be honest, I've learned to see relationship as a two-man thing,
Okay.
not one-way road.
Okay.
So I know that as much as I'm telling you something, I should also think about how you're going to feel.
Wow, that's
So
beautiful.
it's not one-way
One
route.
way, yeah.
So this one is two-way, no
Okay.
more traffic. So that's what I think before I even say anything to
Okay.
you. Understand? So when I'm trying to complain about something, I'm also
Okay.
reasoning, like, okay, what could be the reason why you didn't do it? To
Okay.
understand? So the way, no matter what I'm passing,
Okay.
I've directed that question to myself
Okay.
in a way that I know I won't be offended because I know I can also be very
Definitely. Wow,
defensive.
wow.
So that's how I try to communicate in relationship.
Okay, yeah, I think I love that. It's like you have already placed yourself in the
In the
person's
person's
shoes.
shoes.
I love that. Like, so you cannot actually misread the emotion.
Exactly,
Like,
and I cannot even disrespect.
yeah,
Because I've
yeah.
already like
Lived that, yeah.
I've lived
That's
the
reaction,
question.
yeah. So wow, that's beautiful. That's so beautiful. So actually place yourself in that shoe. So it's okay if in this kind of question
Exactly.
and I'm
Would
feeling
I be happy
angry.
if I
If
tell
if I
someone that-
speak angrily or speak rudely to this person, is
Or
it
if I
going
frame
to
this question,
Yeah.
how I feel if somebody
How will I
should say
feel?
something like that.
I think if most people do that,
Especially
it will really solve a lot of
online,
issues.
You know, online when people cannot really understand your demand or when you're trying
Yeah,
to
yeah,
say
yeah,
a
yeah.
message. So I just try to. That's why at times I use emojis because
Okay.
if you just look at some messages without emojis,
Yeah,
you might
no
really be
context,
offended,
no
exactly.
behavioral contract,
emotion,
nothing,
you
no
don't know
voice
how to
tonation,
speak,
nothing.
exactly.
Just a plain written word.
So it's really, really, really awful. So it's even better for you to talk to these people physically
Yeah.
and hear them, see how they feel when you say that, not just how they sound,
Yeah.
their reaction, their hand movements,
Yeah.
their eyes. Are they really happy
Okay.
with the way you said it and things like that?
Wow,
So you
no.
really need to, yes, now when you, because in relationship, you have to start seeing this person as you too because you want to tie knots with this person.
Definitely.
And both of you have to be one. So you have to start seeing that person as your other half.
Yeah.
That's how it works for me.
No. Wow, I really enjoy this.
I'm
Like,
very nice person. I'm
the-
single.
don't worry, after this you will not be single again.
Oh.
So I think that's a very beautiful insight. It's very, very beautiful insight to how you and I think if most people do that, they will actually checkmate how they talk,
to
how they
people.
behave,
Exactly.
even outside of that relationship. Like, okay, how will I say this? Most time I'm stuck doing that. I'll be like, okay, if I say this like this,
Exactly.
if I say this like
And
this,
also there are some questions that you might not just you just change the way you wanted to act, and I know sometimes you just realize that it's understandable because it could just be this. Because if I ask myself that why did this person not do this, I just thought maybe he's actually like tired. Because imagine if I'm coming from
work, yeah.
I'd be tired.
Yeah. And also, I want to bring it personal. I feel like the conversation we had on our group chat.
Yeah.
I feel like you also did that in some situation.
Yeah.
I feel like you were holding back. Yeah? Should I say something?
I did. Yeah,
I was like,
did that. Because
how will I
what
put
I'm
it?
always careful about is only if I don't regard you. I try to anything I'm writing down. Because it's like a document. I feel like any message that is written, it's not like words.
Definitely
like,
now.
People might just
3 years ago, they go and bring it out.
Exactly.
You want to
So
say
I
it?
try not to abort people because you don't know who you're talking to at the end of the day. As much as this person is your friend today, you don't know where they will be tomorrow.
Okay.
You don't even know where you yourself will be tomorrow. So I don't want any evidence that is going to hold me one way or the other in future. So I try to be really nice online. But at times I'm not, especially when I don't know you.
Definitely, okay.
Exactly. And if you're being rude,
So,
I'll just
because-
make sure I'm tagging you as I'm replying. So they'll be proof that you said this thing before I replied.
And that's a very beautiful answer to that question. I think that it is something that most people need to apply in their life when they communicate. So I will now ask, okay, so let's say a communication, the manner of you're communicating with your partner fails. What do you think those failure in the way you communicate, what do you think it will lead to? Like, what are some things do you think that it might bet out?
Yeah, misunderstanding.
Number one.
There will be misunderstanding.
Heavily.
It could even lead to breakup. And when you misunderstand people, it might even start leading to hatred. You understand?
Very deep.
Yeah, and it's like I feel like it's like now the person has joined the queue. I don't want to talk to this guy anymore.
Yeah.
So that's why it's always good to communicate. So you just know how to place people in the beginning.
Okay. Yeah. It's very but like I've seen so many relationships before. Like, okay, what's the issue? And when they say like, okay, this is just like somebody's speaking, somebody's not hearing, somebody's speaking, somebody's not thinking, they're not applying themselves in it. So what do you think in that kind of situation? They have failed their communication skill, they can't do it, they were not properly trained, they can't read, they can't time, they don't watch their manner of behavior. What do you think it's a solution to make that relationship work? What do you think they can do?
To start with, I don't think all relationships are bound to work.
Okay.
Because if, as much as God said we have our own bone of our bone and flesh of our flesh, you still see people of trying 3-4 marriages before they get married. Not because something is right. You know. It's still the same with people tell you that just find a good one and make the person perfect for you.
Yeah.
So I don't think relationship should be a do or die affair.
Okay.
So if it doesn't work for you because of this, in certain cases when it comes to violence and things like that, exactly. I just to start with, I'm not strong. So just imagine somebody wants to beat me, you want me to die. It's just more that I can't fight.
Most people that have mouth, they can't fight. Bro, their mouth is their strength.
Exactly.
They will finish you.
Imagine
when you touch them like this.
Somebody's all stem.
You don't have problem.
I cannot even tolerate it because I know I cannot fight. And I know the way I talk, if you don't understand me,
definitely.
You decide to want to kill me. Even my father before he died, he used to carry me up and down because there's no my brothers to kill me for him. So that kind of thing.
Okay. So what do you think about counseling? Going for marriage counseling, go for like seeing somebody that has that wisdom to impart it. What do you think about that?
Yes, if you think that there is a room for it,
okay.
I think if it's marriage, I mean that is a very good option. You have to because you already saw his character and maybe this is a new one is showing you. So you need to go for marriage counseling. Exactly. So go for marriage counseling. If you're in a relationship, won't say go to your friends because friends these days
Yeah,
they are not the best.
there's a lot of
Since you
it.
have friends like
I think it's more better you go for counsel like that person.
Yes.
Okay, their only involvement and you're paying them money.
Neutral people.
Yeah.
Who do not, and I know they should be neutral people because
They're neutral because you're paying them, so they want to like.
You not see some psychologists
Are you serious?
advertising. Some of them might even be siding with the richer person.
Are you?
So exactly. So try to go to a neutral body,
Okay.
not your friend, not your enemy.
Okay.
Just be a professional.
Okay.
Well, how many of them do we have in Nigeria? And are they cheap?
That's the question. That's the question for Nigeria. I know that our own case in Nigeria is different.
Or you can text him.
Okay, no. I don't want to be in the middle of any issue. Also, I want to ask,
Discuss it for you.
what do you think about like going to your parents, going to your mom, going to your dad?
In marriage.
Yeah.
It's a big no.
I think that most ladies do that.
Most ladies.
Yeah, in marriage, I will not say in daytime.
I think it's even
They're like,
better when-
mommy, I saw this.
It's good if maybe you have good in-law for the
Okay.
ladies to go to the man. That one is very interesting. I feel like when mother-in-laws beat their sons and because of the
No, it's nice.
sister-in-law.
For me, I like
Very,
that.
very interesting.
I think it's
That is
better
a
if
very
the in-law is good,
it's
it can
very
go to
good,
the mother.
exactly. So it's
Nice.
very interesting. But going to your parents is really unfair because it's like they will always, as much as it's very rare for them to take your
Take the other
partner
side. Yeah.
over you because they vetted you.
Definitely.
So who do you want them to take? Except they know that they even pushed, they chased you away. You understand? Chasing away. You understand? I think that's what they did for you.
Wow. Okay.
You see that kind of.
Well, I feel like most people literally go to their parents. They're like, well, so,
and
mom,
it's,
dad.
I guess even fools get old. So as much as not everybody's parents is a fool, like my own parents they are not. But at the same time, I don't think I will go there because to start with, I know my own mom is going to support me.
Okay.
That's the kind of home I came from. You understand? Because they will support me.
So do you think that?
I don't think that it's going to be very unfair of me to go and report them to my partner.
Okay.
Because that's not my friend should come and report a guy to me. So I didn't want to hear what the guy did. I used to already. I'm supporting my friend.
No, I feel like my own parents, they'll be like, what do you do first?
Because they know you're a bad child.
No. Like I like because they know that they have that bias of like loving you. So they're like, okay, if I just go into this
You
stream
might
of
say,
like,
but they, as much as
to do all righteousness,
as much as our parents know we can do evil, they still see us as
Yeah.
how they vetted. They cannot say that these children can actually start slapping somebody. You understand? Because they still see us as an innocent child. You know, funny enough, even my father till he died when I was even at my age, he still sees me as this little girl. No, don't go and report your parents.
Okay.
Don't do
So
it.
it's good for you to go counseling.
Instead, go and report to your parents. So that the mother especially is going to speak to you.
and it finally depends on who your parents is. That's it. And
don't just give up on people easily.
Yeah.
That's a bad trait on your end. If you can't tolerate people, then something is wrong with you.
that's it.
Because in relationship, you have to compromise when you get to some point because you're so at beating as one. So you have to. There's a time for one person to slow down
Definitely.
or meet up with the next. So you have to compromise on one way or the other.
Definitely.
So I don't think it's even a good thing to just leave.
Jump, yeah.
If you are jumping, then something is actually wrong because you're not stable.
That was I was actually trying to
So
communicate,
there's no stability,
which
so
is that
that's
most people just like, okay, this is a little issue, I can't deal with that, I'm out. I'm like, okay, the other place you are going to, it does not guarantee that that's also a place.
You from the other
Yeah.
what was wrong.
Give it enough time to play out.
Exactly.
So when you close your mind, when you make up your mind, you're like, okay, on that case, I've made up my mind, I'm done, I'm moving on.
And you were learning too. You understand there are things you not tolerate next, and there are things you see and you not tolerate and things like that.
Okay. So Mary, thank you very much.
Oh, I'm doing.
I appreciate that you called. And came. I've never put my.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate it. Thank you for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Giving us your own opinion and your own advice. Thank you.
You're always welcome. What's it? The camera? Do you record?
We will definitely record. It cannot write.
Bye.
Yep. Recording.